Okay, so perfect. Now, if you can see my screen here, we are starting this introduction on how to make Google Forms with its importance. So as you see here on top, this is my General Medical Council website. So this is part of my application to the specialist registration. So in order to get a consultant in UK, part of the evidence is required in domain one is knowledge, skills, and performance. So that means in order to be a consultant, part of the papers required from yourself is teaching and training. How you prove teaching and training, teaching timetables, the lectures, which is the PowerPoint presentations itself, and it should be timed and dated, the feedback or evaluation forms from those you taught. Again, feedback or evaluation forms from those taught. So these are your attendees reflecting or feeding you back on the quality or appraising your teaching process. So never, as an advice, never teach any lecture without collecting a feedback. That's an advice. Please, you will realize the value of this when you submit your logbooks and all your evidence later on to get a specialist registration or consultant post in the United Kingdom. So that's very important. Is it easy to do or difficult to do? Let's discover that on our own. Okay. So here it is required again in the General Medical Council. If you go to the specific guidance or speciality specific guidance, this is from the anesthesia. Again, they're asking for teaching and training evidence. So if you read here, you should present evidence that you have been trained in teaching skills, like train the trainer course. And then you have delivered teaching on regular basis and have been satisfactorily assessed doing so. From the audience feedback, this is the best evidence in this area. So the best evidence that you give in this lecture is to have a feedback from your audience. So is it difficult to do? It's not at all. Go to Google. You have to have an account on Google and signed in. Then what you need to do is Google Forms. This is the easiest way. And with the first title here, it comes Google Forms. You press it. So I have two accounts, one business and one personal. So go to your personal account and it brings you the forms that you have done before. This is my recent forms. And as you can see here, it's according to the date. So I started using the Google Forms since 2016, September 18. Okay. So again, you can do any type of forms. As you see here, if you go to this template gallery and you press down here, it will give you all the types of forms. Please don't try to reinvent the wheel. Google had done the difficult part. So I would advise you to go to the gallery and go to event registration if you want a course registration or lecture registration. And if you want, you can go down to event feedback, like a workshop feedback, or if you're doing, okay, you're selling some item, but we are not doing that, customer feedback. And here in the down right, you find course evaluation. So they did it for you with all the items that you may need. So just press it and it opens your course evaluation. So it is just blank document with all the items written there as a suggestion from Google. Here, you may change the course evaluation. For example, I'll say transthoracic echo course, and you give in your document a name. And if you come here and stop here, okay, you can start this document if it's important document and you want to come back to this document, and it's automatically saved. So God forbid if you lost the battery or the power at any time, everything is automatically saved. You are not losing what you did before. That's the first thing. Here, you don't want this picture. You want to put an image of your course or anything like that. So you go here, if you click, it does not open for you. It opens from this color plate here. So if you go here, you go to image upload, and then you select to upload an image, and this browses your computer. So if I go here and search for Saving Lives Academy logo, so, and this is Saving Lives Academy, and choose for upload. Okay, it brings the photo from your computer, and then you click done. So in less than 30 seconds, I personalized my Google form. Okay, and then you had given this course the title of TEE course or Transthoracic Echo course. Okay, and then class name, first course, second course, and then if you leave this one ticked, so this is a mandatory to fill to submit your application or to submit your evaluation. So it is mandatory for your attendees to fill any item that it is you market it as required. Instructor, so that is by Walid. Alhabashy. Okay, and here, level of effort. Okay, so you can put here level of effort you put in this course. So they are assessing your level of effort. Poor, fair, satisfactory, good, excellent. You can change this one. So poor and fair, I'd like to just make my minimum is fair. So you can manage that. And don't forget, you always need to take this box as mandatory response. Okay, and here contribution to learning. Okay, so these are the questions. If you would modify any of them, so level of skills to start the course, you can delete this, delete this, delete this, and just keep one of them. Skills and responsiveness. Instructor was an effective lecturer. Presentations. Instructor simulated student. So select from these ones, and don't forget to click it here to make it mandatory response. Okay, if, for example, I want to delete this one at all, so go to this item and just put it in the bin. Simple as such. Leave always a text for your attendees to reflect in paragraph. So here you can make it multiple choice, check boxes, drop down list, short answer, paragraph, so you can modify this one. The beauty here of these Google Forms that you can change everything, like they make it very customizable. You change the colors. Okay, see here, this is the color of the document. They change the colors. You change the images. You change the fonts. So it's formal. I use most of my forms. I'm using the formal font. Okay, and the beauty that if you go to responses now, it is 0 responses, and make sure you are accepting responses before you send the link to your colleagues. Otherwise, it will not be an active form. Let's have a look here of one of my old Google Forms. So this is my old Google Forms, and this is an evaluation of the critical care ultrasound updates form. So I got 110 responses, as you see here, 110 responses. So the beauty and one of most important and valid points in the Google Forms, it makes your statistical analysis stat. Okay, so overall conference evaluation, overall audio visual, and it makes the analysis immediately. Okay, and you can save that as a PDF and send it to whoever you want to send. So I can say here, make a copy or send that evaluation for someone, or here, this is the setup or the settings if you want to limit to 1 response for everyone. Collect email addresses, okay, or edit after submit. You can check these boxes all, okay. So it's an easy to set up, and it gives you an instant response. So if this changes now from 110 to 111, it will immediately update me with percentages and everything, okay. And you can save that file as a PDF file from here to send, export as a PDF. Very simple. I don't think there is anything difficult with this one. Yet, it is very important, very essential in your evidence. Never, my advice again, I cannot emphasize and stress that enough. Don't do any lecture without asking your colleagues and mates to give you the feedback. Thanks so much.